was a relatively new competition. I was approached by Mr. Frank Miranda and Miss Audrey Peck that why don't we do something that's maybe slightly different? Most comps do not actually recognize the history of ballroom dancing. In fact, one of the problems that we have today is our young dancers have no idea who was the world champion 6 years ago. So they persuaded me to actually set aside a whole dinner and honor some of the people who have got us to the place we are now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rufus Dustin. Please have a seat, Rufus.
Can I just say that I am so nervous. I left the hotel today and went on a duck tour. I'm not going to say another word until you ask me a question.
I'm not going to say another word until I've had another drink. The first question,
Yes.
I want to know, because I've heard so many different versions.
Yes.
Where were you born?
I was born on Cape Cod, Massachusetts in High Kings Hospital.
Yeah, right.
In your interview, you spoke about the people that have really influenced you.
Yes.
I believe that Catherine Connors was one of them.
Yes.
Now, he's going to kill me here. Dagmar.
It's Dagmar Yarvel.
Yarvel. Okay.
Was Estonian.
So my British doesn't quite go that far.
Originally from Estonia.
Okay. The one that I'm really interested in is Mr. Peter Eggleton.
Yes.
Because Peter actually did receive this award. And he was such a special guy. So could you just explain to me what he did for you?
Okay, so I was so 3.5 blocks away from here is the beginning of my career in a building at 265 Boylston Street. It's right over here. It's like very close by. I went to visit it today, and I took a photograph of it because I wanted to find the building of my beginnings in ballroom dancing. That was in 1969. In 1970, I left Boston and I went to New Jersey. Mr. Eggleton was a frequent visitor of the greater tri-state area. First time I ever met him, he had had a skiing accident and he had a large cast on a chair and crutches. And I thought, what is this daft old man doing teaching me how to do a natural turn? He was the most simplistic, competent teacher of dancing, because the thing that he taught me was, once you have the fabric of simplicity, vertical balance, vertical balance, vertical balance, vertical balance.
Right, exactly.
Once you have that, you should be able to get your legs and feet to propel you across a floor rhythmically to the music. And it didn't matter what style it was or what music it was, you had to stay attached vertically to a partner with your legs and feet doing the work for you to move across the floor. Rufus? Yes, Peter? Rufus, I want you to jump onto your left foot. What? Jump. Jump back. No, try it again. Jump. Jump. Now go to the side. Jump. Jump. He made me do that for 2 55-minute sessions. And I thought he was mad. He was completely out of his mind. I said, what the hell are you trying to do to me? And so, the next time he came to visit, I had worked on my jumping.
My last question.
Yes.
1975.
Yes.
Okay. You made a huge decision.
Yes.
You decided that instead of going into the ballet world, you would stay in the ballroom world.
Yes.
Tell me why.
Okay, so I had a girlfriend named Debbie Axelson. And Debbie Axelson was an old ballet chum from long ago. She used to take class with me, and I was already the United States ballroom champion in American style in 1974 with my first partner, Donna Van Camp. And in 1975, we defended our championship successfully. But Debbie called me, I was living in New Jersey, and Debbie called me and she said, do you remember me from ballet class? And I said, yes, I do. She said, well, the Royal Geneva Ballet is auditioning ballet dancers to go to Geneva, Switzerland, and I want to try out. But I need to do a pas de deux with somebody that knows the choreography from from Corsair, which is a ballet. And I said, well, I haven't done that in a really long time, and like, where are we going to get the costumes, and how much time do I have to rehearse? And she said, well, like a week. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to have to call my partner Donna and see if it's okay with her, and I'll do that. And so we rehearsed. I would come into the city and twiddle about and do my jumping and the whole thing, and we borrowed the costumes illegally from New York City Ballet. Because we knew somebody from New York City Ballet, so we like pilfered the tutu and the Corsair pants and the whole thing. And so we did the audition, and as I'm leaving the audition, they don't want Debbie, they wanted me. So I get so excited about the idea because the contract said that I would be housed for 5 years. Ballets would be actually made around me because of my ethnicity. That they just didn't want a lot of white people in Geneva. And so they were trying to diversify, and they wanted me, and I preliminarily signed a contract that I because of my excitement. And then I went back to Kate Connors, who is my licensee at the Fresh Air Dance Studio in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And I told her, I think I'm going to leave the dance business and go to Royal Geneva. She was gobsmacked, as they say. And we had a national cross-country championship for Fred Astaire Dance Studios in Miami, Florida, at that time. And Miss Yarvell, this lovely lady who would train me from the very beginning, and Catherine Connors, and a man very famous named John Monty, who was a Carl Allen Award winner and the president and national dance director of Fred Astaire Dance Studios, took me on a walk on the beach at 8:30 in the morning in April and said, Dagmar and I feel that you will do what you need to do, but we can tell you that you're going to be something far greater if you stay with us and stay with ballroom dancing than you will with 5 or 6 years of finding out they have injury after injury after injury. And already my ballet friends and colleagues were beginning to be injured already, and so I made the momentous decision to stay. And for that, I am very grateful.
And for that, I think we are all totally grateful.
Thank you very much.
Dustin, you've answered the questions. I wanted to know. And I didn't even have to finish my drink.
No, but you know, so he had a fifth question. He had a fifth question. He is in possession of a photograph of me. So, all of us have sown our wild oats. Are we not correct?
Yeah!
Mr. Kimmins? Mr. Kimmins, haven't we sown our yes. So he has a photograph of me jumping out of Sam Sedano's 50th birthday cake, which he sent me.
That was 40 years ago.
Right. He sent me a photograph of my back in a leather drag outfit. Okay, it was like motorcycle cap and armbands and a thong and yeah. And he said, you know, would you mind if I asked you if you enjoy your Sunday evenings being an entertainer or something like this? I said, you cannot ask that question, and you cannot post that photograph. However, you know, we all know that we've had those moments in time, right? And so I admit that I did a bit of pole dancing. Yes, I admit it. And you know what? And you know what? I enjoyed every single minute. Every single moment of being naughty. I liked it.
Mr. Rufus Dustin.
Thank you, everybody.
They were just so beautiful renditions of everything that I believe about dancing. It wasn't just lifting a girl, it was about beautiful motion, musical expression. The guy's very special. And I think he's like that with his teaching as well. He's a very, very good teacher in every branch of dancing. So, ultimate respect.
I don't think that he was out to beat other people in competition. I thought that his approach was to do the best that he could so that he would be recognized as the best.
He was very curious, he wanted to do it right, and he was technically very, very working very hard in making every detail perfect. So, of course, when he was performing, it was obvious that what he was doing was extremely well done. Technically, but on top of that, he had the rhythm and that natural feeling for performing. Not every dancer has all of these elements all together.
The people that I cherish so much in the world are not blood relations. They're people that we have established the tolerance for each other's weaknesses and can stay together for long periods of time and go, oh yeah, well, that's how we are.
If this is something I'm going to do, you know, maybe I would like to do this. But even if I didn't do this, I would like this guy to be my friend because he's very in tune with, you know, so many things. He knows when something is wrong, and you usually know what is wrong. And there's that we know that there's that serious side to him, but a lot of people don't see the other side of you. Not too many, and we were the lucky ones to see the other side to you. Because there's a giving person, a person with a big heart, and a lot of people don't really get to see that side of you enough.
I can only imagine what was and how difficult it was for Dustin to break through the industry, being the colored man, being a gay man at the times that none of the things were
Accepted.
At acceptance. So it must be so difficult, and to be able to experience all that hardship probably just creates that extra super sensitive person towards somebody else's issues. So there is no surprise why that softness is kind of come through right now.
Empathy and definitely a gentle soul. You could see Dustin really caring about people, about friends, and besides the ballroom dancing industry, if somebody is hurting or if somebody's in trouble, he certainly will be there for you.
Yeah, for him, the loss of a partner, I can only imagine how difficult that would be, and so he's there for so many, being a true friend.
My husband had passed away, and I was at the funeral, and here walks in Rufus Dustin, and he looks at me, and he just gave me this hug, and he looked at me and he said, "I know what you're going through," and I just felt that I needed to come. And he said that was the first funeral that he had been to since his partner Bruce had passed away, and we connected on that.
We ebb and flow, you know, like could be enemies for about 2 years, and then all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, all of that is forgotten, and suddenly we're closer than close. And so I value especially my long-standing relationships.
Back in the 1970s, you know, hustle was the big dance, and there were so many different kinds of hustle. There was Latin hustle and New York hustle and tango hustle and foxtrot hustle and LA hustle, and it was a constant evolution. And all these people were coming in to the studio and they wanted to learn hustle. We had no syllabus, didn't exist. So what did we do? We all piled into Dustin's car and we would drive into New York, and there we are because back then the studio hours were 2 to 11. So we finished teaching at 11 o'clock at night. If you were competing, you did a fast rehearsal, and then we piled into Dustin's car and drove into Manhattan, and we were going to all the after hours clubs because that's what was open by the time we got there. And we were dancing and we were looking at what everybody was doing and then trying to establish it ourselves and break it down. And then we would come back to the studio and kind of create a syllabus. And we did that Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. Saturday night was to go out and have fun. And then Sunday and Monday, we kind of took off. But that was what we did.
The dance business is so different now than when it was when I came in 1969. It's a far different tenor to it. Dance teachers now are not just dance teachers, they're great business people. Like really, really clever about making great business from whatever position you're in. It's not just a dance teacher, you're a studio owner, you're a competition organizer, you are an adjudicator, the facets of it are so multi-leveled.
I've done so many different things in my career that have ended up circling back to him regardless of what it was. So as a coach, as a mentor, he's just always been this staple, like this rock that I could go to and, get all the answers.
Yep.
When I first went to Dustin, I couldn't get a lesson right away. He said I had to go to Washington and train with his partner, Sharon Savoy. Of course, I was very excited to do that as well. So I did exactly what he said. I flew to Washington. We had 2 days of lessons with Christy and myself and Sharon. And I then called him a couple weeks later. I said, "Dustin, I had the lessons with Sharon. Can we come in and see you now?" He immediately booked us in. And I must say, all the information he gave me over the years, I still preach those words to all my couples.
he's always doing something and he's like, oh, I have about 100 and some ideas right now running through my mind, and let me think about what do I choose for you and what would be the step that would be, you know, appropriate and good in this moment. So he's always super creative. But what his strength is, I think, is identifying who you are as a dancer and what's your identity, what's your strength, and what's gonna separate you among the others, and what you have to focus on and remember as your, you know, uniqueness as a person, as a dancer. And he always reminds you of it on the lessons.
I think he has a very clear visualization of what he wants each couple to look like, and it's his mark. So he doesn't teach the same thing. He's not generic. He really identifies each couple, does their choreography according to their talents and their qualities, and he also demands that they are fabulous and they put the work in without any question.
I truly feel that if somebody does not do what he wants them to do, that he will eventually just say, well, you know, maybe this is not working out, and he doesn't want to teach them anymore. I think that he's very honest about it, but he is demanding of the people that he works with, but they usually end up to be very good dancers and many champions that have been created by Dustin.
He tried to help me, even though I was probably his worst student. He did tell me that because I just sometimes don't listen, or I have to do my own thing, or I have to come up with something new, and so that drove his patience sometimes. But I admire him for his
certain dance, or to do the choreography of that certain dance. He has such a vast knowledge of the history of every dance. He could tell you, like, you pick a dance and he can tell you who invented it, where it was invented, what year it was invented,
and why you need to care about that,
and why you need to care about it. So you're not just learning the dance, you're learning why it's valuable, why it was created, who created it. And I think that's so important, especially for young dancers today.
To have that coach and teacher in your team is very important, is actually vital. So yes, if you are very serious with and you are a competitive dancer, even if you are in Pro-Am league and you're serious about your dancing, then that person is just unsubstitutable. That person is you gotta have that kind of person, that kind of coach, that kind of teacher on your team for sure.
I think Dustin respects a lot the origin of the dance and the origin idea of each ballroom dance. He respects that a lot, and then he passes it on to us, that every dance and every move that we make has to have a meaning, has to have a narrative, that it's not only about the sequence of the patterns that we do. Dancing is much more than that. So he helps us to learn the process of how to touch your hearts.
He always said, the movement not make a dancers, the story make a dancer. You need to make people believe on your story, and you have to know exactly both of the dance partner have to agree in the same story, because sometimes when people dance, they don't have, or they don't see the same, or sometimes they never even talk to each other. And he make actually every student to share with him the story what they would like to share with the audience, and then he tried to make that a one story, not 2 or 5 stories, as one during the whole dance.
We had all those lessons with him when he was explaining, no, this is the way, this is done this way, because he doesn't just say, well, no, do it this way. he will always explain, especially if I ask, well, why? Well, because this and this, because the music says this, there's a downbeat here, there's an upbeat here, there's a percussion accent, there's a melodic accent, there's this and that. So it really, really helps to understand what we do technically because the music says so. What we do technically is because music says so, not because we just make stuff up.
The worst answer you can give Dustin if he asks, okay, what are you thinking of in this cha-cha? And you say 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Oh my goodness, that's it. You're in for an hour lecture.
And let me tell you why that's not a good idea. Yeah.
You hold another person in your arms, whether you're a follower or a leader, it doesn't matter, but you hold someone. And in the tenor of what is happening in the world about discontent, polarization, fragmentation, the one place, I mean, for us, is that doesn't happen because you have to get along with somebody. You're holding them and you're moving to music. Like, really? Like, it's like a fantasy world for us. It's Disney, but it's in some ways even better because you actually are doing it with someone and you're surrounded by your colleagues, your friends who are being turned into family. I mean, how much better can it be?
Dearest Dustin, congratulations on receiving this award. You deserve every award in the world for putting up with all of the dancers you have met on your dance journey.
Dustin, I congratulate you as well, and thank you for your patience with your students, and I think they have to give you a separate award for that as well.
Our biggest sincere congratulations with this wonderful honor, and I have to admit this is not the first one, this is not the last one, and you deserve so many more.
So many
for
accolades
sure.
from the bottom of our hearts. Our biggest congratulations.
I've gotten to know you as a coach, as a teacher, and as an individual. And every day that goes by, I am more and more in awe of you. I am just happy that you're receiving this, not because you're done, but because you're just getting started, my friend. Congratulations.
For everything you've done for the dancing industry, there is, I mean, I don't know if there is this really such an award to actually to comprehend all of what you did, for all your beautiful work you did, for all those beautiful champions you have raised and will raise in the future.
I wish you the health, all the health that you need, and patience, because you're working with all of us, and I mean, I'm a delight, that, but hey.
I'm one of your many dance wives, but I love you dearly. I'm really happy for you. Of course you deserve this. You are brilliant. I've always said everything you touch turns to gold. And it is with really, as you know, regret that I can't be at this celebration for a very important reason, which you know about. But I love you, and again, congratulations, and to you.
Dustin, congratulations. Well earned, well deserved, and certainly you've got my whole support for this, and I wish you the best.
You are truly an icon. You are a memorable person. You are a true celebrity, and I am honored to know you as a fellow worker, as the competitions, and also as a friend. And I wish you happiness and success in everything that you do, and congratulations on this award. It is truly well deserved.
We only have one life, and you have been a big part of my one life, and I love you. I congratulate you. You have given your life to our industry, and we so respect you, and I can't wait to see you soon and congratulate you on this big award.
You build an amazing amount of champions behind you and in front of you, and you're still doing this up to date, and you're educating people all over the world in dance industry. And I think you are one of the most special people that I ever met in my life. So congratulations and enjoy it. And I cannot wait to celebrate with you. Love you.
Huge congratulations on this so very well-deserved award. You're a staple in this industry. You're so important, not only to the whole ballroom dance world, but very important to both Diana and I.
Absolutely. You've been my rock, as I said, for my whole dance career. So I love you, Dance Daddy.
Love you.
Everything you've done for so many people, the way you give yourself to them when it comes to dancing. And even though we had a few knockheads when I was your student, I admire you very much.
I want to tell you congratulations. You deserve that award. You did so much for dancing. I am so proud of you. I'm so happy to be here today talking about you. And you are the best person to receive that award. And I want to say from my heart to you, Rufus, je t'aime beaucoup.
I want to congratulate you so much on that, receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award. You deserve every bit of it. You've done a lot in your lifetime, you've helped a lot of people, and you so much deserve this. Congratulations, and I love you.
I am grateful and honored that we have enjoyed 50 years. Can you believe it? 50 years of friendship. And I look forward to many, many more. Congratulations.
Well, Dustin, I want to say congratulations to you on your great honor for the DBC. It's very special. You're a special guy. You know that I care for you immensely. We're brothers in arms and in dancing. And that's the most important thing, to do the right thing for dancing. And you've always done it. I have great respect for you for that. Thank you for everything you've done.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please welcome Mr. John Roberts.
First of all, I'd like to say what a wonderful profession we have in the ballroom dance world. Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
An evening like this is so special for all of us who've worked together to make this a great profession. I'd like, first of all, to say a big thank you to Chris, Gidio, Keith, Frank, Andy, for a wonderful event here. We heard some special performances from Olivia and Daniel, and from Justin, really special, just to illustrate the talent that the ballroom world has. But The man of the night is my dear friend. And we've heard all these accolades, including from me getting a little teary-eyed, but he's very special. And I remember when I was a young man, my mother said to me, John, you can't be a jack of all trades and master of none. And I thought to myself, you know, my mum's right, but this man has proven me wrong, because he's been mastered in ballroom, in Latin, in rhythm, in smooth and cabaret. No one has done it like he has done it. My memory harks back. I've been moved by some great performances because I've enjoyed watching dancing for many, many years. But special memories of Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Summer in Time, I will never forget it. It's a tribute to this man, and also his wonderful partner at that time, Sharon Savoy. It was absolutely beautiful. For those of you who've never seen it, do try to watch it on video, because it's only indicative of a wonderful talent of Rufus Dustin. Thank you very much, everybody.
Dustin, can you please come and accept your award?
You know, I have something to say. It's kind of remarkable. I came into the dance business in 1969 here in Boston, and I thought that I would never be in this place. I never imagined that this would ever really happen to me. I had the most wonderful fostering by the dance business, who accepted me without trial. It has been an amazing journey. I cannot thank all of you enough, because it has been a spectacular life, and I hope that I can continue to be helpful for all of you. This has been one of the great moments of my entire career. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rufus Dustin, Mr. John Perkins.